Hi guys, my name is Amanda Rhodes. I'm a certified potty training and elimination communication coach. Potty training, self-explanatory. Elimination communication, what is that? That's a fancy name for baby pottying, or basically helping your baby use the potty as a toilet instead of a diaper. You still use diapers, just they're a backup instead of a toilet. But today we are going to be talking about potty training. So, just a little bit of background information before we dive into the how-to. So, before disposable diapers were invented, the majority of American children, about 92% of American children, were potty trained between the ages of 12 and 18 months. Now, things were a little bit different back then. Most of our mothers were able to stay at home, or if baby wasn't with mom, they were with an aunt or grandma, someone who could give them a lot of attention, and it made it easier to get things done earlier. Today's culture is a little bit different. We have a faster paced life, but it doesn't mean that we can't help our kids become potty independent. Hi, Brianna. Doesn't mean that we can't help our children become potty independent as early as possible. Okay, we are before disposable diapers. 92% of kids potty trained between 12 and 18 months. 1957, 59, in that range, disposable diapers start coming out. They suck. When people don't like them, they're rough, the kids aren't comfortable, they're not absorbent. What do we do with all of this trash all of a sudden? So they didn't really take off right away. 1962, Dr. Brazelton comes out with his wait till they're ready study. Now, while on some points he has good points, you don't want to punish, you don't want to coerce, you don't want to be forcing someone to do something. The whole wait till they're ready thing. He was on the board of Procter & Gamble for decades. Procter & Gamble, in case you don't know, make diapers. So we have a little bit of a conflict of interest going on there. Like, hey, you need to wait till they're ready. Also, I'm selling diapers. But you just need to wait till they're ready to get your kid out of diapers. Well, yeah. So, a little bit about babies elsewhere in the world where they don't have disposable diapers, and a lot of times not even cloth diapers. 50% of the world's children are potty independent by age 1. Now, this includes places where clothing is optional, especially for children. They don't have to make it to the specific room in the house on the toilet. You know, they can go pop a squat behind a bush. Our children do have a lot more obstacles to work through in order to be potty independent, but we can help them. Now, one criticism that you're going to hear about, quote, early potty training is if they can't tell you that they need to go, then they're not really trained. You are. I'm pretty sure that most of us know when our children need to eat. We know when they're tired, and they don't necessarily say, "Excuse me, Mommy, would you pass me some food, please? I am hungry." You know, we know our children. We know what they need, and if we learn to identify this need, we can help them with that earlier as well. Now, there are a couple of different approaches. The one that I was trained in is the Go Diaper Free approach, and the two main signs of readiness that we were taught are, can they walk? Because that's kind of an important thing to get to the potty. And can they throw a fit? If they can throw a fit because they didn't have... if they can throw a fit for not getting what they wanted, that means that they are definitely aware of their needs and desires. So, baby's throwing a fit, hey, great, they're ready to potty train. As long as they can walk and get to the potty, that definitely makes it easier, although there are plenty of babies in the world who can crawl over to the potty and tap it, and that is how they tell that they want to go potty. But we're not talking about babies, we're talking about toddlers, starting about after 12 months, or once they're walking. And I do want to say, as a side note as well, there is absolutely no judgment and no shame in wherever we are in our potty journey, whether we are potty training a 14-month-old or whether we are potty training a a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. We are all where we are because of our specific circumstances. We've either been told by family and friends this is what we need to do, or we've had generations upon generations at this point being marketed to by diaper companies who literally have meetings. How do we keep people in our products longer? That's why they came out with pull-ups. Pull-ups are diapers. They just go on a different way. But wherever we are in our journey with our children, that's where we are. And every child is different. Every family is different. So wherever you are with things, kudos for being here and being ready to learn about, let's get the kid out of diapers, whatever their age, whatever their journey. So the number one thing that I want to say, and we're about to get into the how-to, is we've talked about how, it's not really, kids are ready. There's not a magic, this is how you know when they're ready. The biggest thing is, are you ready? It is about the parents being ready. You have to be ready to commit to no more diapers. Now, we're not talking about nighttime training right now. That's an entirely different subject. But for daytime, are you ready? Are you ready to take a few days, spend it with your kid, work on this? You can, call in reinforcements. Have a friend come and help. If you've got multiple kids, have someone come and help watch the other kids if you can. Take a couple days, if you can, take a couple days off. Otherwise, schedule it over a weekend so that you have the time to commit to it. The next thing is, for these few days, keep the phone off. Keep the TV off. No electronics. We kind of mentally go back for a minute to 1950. There's not all these distractions demanding our attention all the time, all around us. I need this attention. I need this attention. No, you need to focus on your kid for a few days. And this is something that for some of us is really hard. I check my phone all the time. I try not to, but it still happens. So when I had my potty training days with my daughter, I really had to set it on a shelf and turn it off so it was not demanding my attention. And I think from here we are ready to get into the how-to. So there are, once you've decided that you are ready to do this, this is what we're going to do, then sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. I've got some notes that I'm looking at. Here we go. Okay. So you can ease into this if you want to. The first thing to do is schedule it. Put it on your calendar. This is when we're potty training. If you want to ease into it for a few days, you can. And this, the prep step, if you will, is first thing in the morning, have them sit on potty. They're waking up from a nap, sit on potty. If they're about to take a bath or after a bath, or their poopy face, have them sit on potty. These are just kind of easy, common times that babies or children will need to go. It's usually about the times that adults would go as well. And so you can kind of use that time to introduce the potty and, hey, this is what we're doing now. But when you are ready to go, then step 1 is the potty training experience. And the most important thing of this is diapers are gone. Throw away the diapers. If they're cloth diapers, please don't throw those away. Put them away. But as far as the child is concerned, there are no more diapers. They are gone. And this is where it is up to the parents to be able to commit to it. You've got to commit to diapers are gone. Because it's easier for the kid, even if they take a little longer to catch on to things, they need to know that this is done. We're not going in our pants anymore. We're going on the potty. If you go back to diapers, it's mixed signals like, hey, don't pee in your pants anymore. Oh, no, go ahead and pee in your pants. Wait, no, now you can't pee in your pants anymore. And they're like, which is it? Which one do I do? And it makes it more confusing for the kids. So we say, no more diapers. Diapers are gone. Day 1 is we call the naked teaching. You don't actually have to have the kid naked. I know the Oh Crap potty training book, I believe, does have you do completely naked. That way there's no clothing distracting. There's nothing in the way. They can just sit on the potty as soon as they need to go. Whatever works for your family. If you want to have them go naked bum bum, if you want to have them wear a long shirt and leggings. I have a pair of chaps actually that I used with my daughter and a couple of friends. I actually have a few pairs of chaps. If you need to borrow some chaps, let me know. But the idea is there's nothing in between them and pottying. If you want to make sure that they're going to pee a whole lot that day, if you want to give some extra fluids, this would be the time to do it. Make sure they have lots of practice, lots of opportunities to practice going potty. So, pants free. And make sure that you're on a safe floor, hardwood floor, linoleum. If you have a carpet, you can put down some yoga mats or some towels or a tarp, something that you don't have to worry about the floor. Because they're probably going to pee on the floor at least once, because they've not had the opportunity to know what this is that their body, this feeling makes this thing happen, and this result of, oh my gosh, now there's pee on the floor. They've been in a diaper their whole life. They've not gotten to see that. So you tell them, diapers are gone, we're using the potty now. And then you hang out with them that day. You don't have to stare at them all day long. That's not what it's about. It's just about interacting with your kid and noticing. If they start to pee, you pick them up and you move them to the potty. And you just say, pee goes on potty. Don't punish them. Don't get onto them. They're learning. They've not done this before. Oh, hey, are we back? Okay, my internet cut out there for a second. Hopefully we're back. Pee goes in potty. So every time that they start to pee, or if they start to poop, on potty, trying to catch at least a drop every time. And there's a line of progress that we look for, from I peed, past tense, to I'm peeing, present tense, to I need to pee, future tense. We're helping them learn this progression, okay? So a lot of times the first thing they notice is I peed, because they're playing, they don't have a diaper on, and oh my god, what did my body just do? It's leaking, there's a what is going on? And that's usually for kids, that's the first oh. So every time, pee goes in potty, pee goes in potty. Now, as soon as you've made any progress along this line, then grab a pair of shorts, put a pair of shorts on, no undies, just a pair of shorts, pants, whatever, and go for a walk. 5-10 minute walk, come back, pants off again. The reason you don't want to put undies on is if they're not paying attention, the underwear can still feel like a diaper, because everything's still, close up on them and it's all snug. So you want to keep things as not like a diaper as possible. So you go for a walk, you come back, pants back off, go on potty. And then you can do this several times, like every time, okay, you've peed on the potty, let's go on a walk. Come back, pants back off. And once you've been making progress along those lines and like, hey, we're doing all right with this, then you can go on longer outings, do 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And you can start doing, wear shorts at home, but still no underwear. You want to do commando underpants or shorts up to a couple of weeks, depending on the child, just to where they really don't feel like they're wearing a diaper. And that way, it also feels a lot different if they do pee in their pants. They're just going to be like, oh, what is this feeling? So you're just letting them experience that and letting them feel that this is very different. Whenever you are, to the point you're doing some longer outings, what do you do? Like, oh no, I need to go to the store. Potty before you go to the store. As soon as you get to the store, go find the bathroom and go potty. If you don't want to use the store bathroom, sometimes they're gross, keep a potty in your car. I have at all times in my car 2 potties and a seat reducer. That way, if we're going to someone's house, we're going to be there for a while, I take the seat reducer in with us and pop it on the toilet. I usually also take the potties if we're in a big house in case we can't get to the bathroom in time. Hi, Cheyenne. And at home, I have a whole bunch of potties. I'm a potty training coach. That's my excuse. So I have 10 potties or something. I keep one in every room in the house, and that way, as soon as she needs to go, she can go. My daughter has been, how old is she now? She's almost 21 months. The first time she took herself potty was in February, She did not know how to work pants yet, so she still peed in her pants, but she left what she was doing in the kitchen. She walked into the dining room, sat down on the potty, and peed. So I was like, okay, that's great. There's a few things that are kind of questionable. Like, I know some people will have, they're like, oh, let's practice sitting on the potty. Well, you can do that when you're just introducing them, like, this is what the potty is, where you're going to sit on it. But when you have them sit on it when they're not peeing, it doesn't teach them. Tell me when you need goes in the potty, because then they learn that, oh, this goes in the potty, not just, I'm sitting on the potty, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm peeing, this goes in the potty. There are, let me find my other sheet here. Kind of 4 roads to potty time. The first day, sorry, backtracking. The first day, you don't really want to. Hey, okay. Going to move and. Okay, we're going to change our internet connection. Okay, hopefully internet doesn't cut out anymore. So, the first day, you don't really want to prompt. You want to let them learn. You want to just, if they start to pee, you put them on the potty. Otherwise, you don't say anything like, hey, let's go to the potty. Do you need to potty? Because you're also wanting to observe the kid and see, like, oh, hey, they pee every 30 minutes, or wow, they went 3 hours without peeing. And it's important for you to know that too, because then later you don't offer too often, or you don't offer too seldom. You want to kind of know how frequently they normally go, and you haven't had the chance to learn this either because they've been in a diaper, so you haven't seen exactly when it was that they peed. So you want to just kind of let them be experiencing it and observing them. Once you've moved past that first day of kind of observing, learning their pee dance, that sort of thing, and you're going into, day 2, day 3, you can also start prompting them, like when you notice that, they've been happy and all of a sudden they're really fussy for no reason, you probably need to pee. If you, as soon as they wake up, pee, right before a bath, after a bath, before getting in and out in a high chair, or once you've gotten out of the high chair, those would be times to offer the potty. If you're sitting there, you're doing something, and all of a sudden you're like, do you need to pee? And you just suddenly feel like they need to pee, they probably need to pee. And so you can, say, hey, let's go potty. If you're going potty, take them potty. And it's important too for them to see people going to the bathroom, because they can't learn if they don't see this. Like, they see everybody walking, they see everybody talking, they see everyone wearing clothes, talking on phones, they see people doing this, but they don't, in our culture, they don't see people going to the bathroom. So it's, it's a behind closed doors thing. They don't know, and so they haven't gotten that opportunity to observe. That's another reason that in some other cultures they're able to be potty independent sooner, is because they see it happening. They see the person walking around the bush, like, oh, hey, they just went pee. So they get that opportunity to witness that natural function. Also, fun fact, if you are working with a boy, they tend to get a small erection right before they need to pee. It's like the water hose is filling up. And so if you are doing pants free time and you notice that, the boy's got something going on there, he probably needs to go pee. And boys are sometimes bad about doing a little pre-pee, like, oh, I can just let a little bit of the pressure off and then go back to playing. So really notice that and be like, hey, let's go ahead and go to the potty. If they don't want to leave whatever they're playing with, bring the toy with them. Hey, you know what? I think your tractor needs to go potty. Let's take your tractor to the potty. And then, so once things have clicked, once the child is starting to tell you, hey, I need to go potty, and they may not tell you, they may just go potty, you'll have to see what your individual child does. I worked with a friend, and we potty trained her niece, and we told her diapers are gone, and we went over to her aunt's house, and once we got there, it's like, hey, we just got out of the car, you should go potty. She, which I did throw out that prompt, that was when we had just got out of the car. She went and peed just a little bit, and then, like, and she was wearing the chaps, no pants. And then later, about 10 minutes later, she like and ran to the bathroom to go potty. And then, that was it for her, which it was great. It was like, hey, this is an awesome first experience. Because she could do it. She had control over it. And toddlers crave control. Hi, Morgan. They crave control. They want this cup, not this cup. They control so few things in their life that anything we can do to give them control over something and give them independence over something will help them. And that's another reason to start younger rather than later is once you're, the 12 to 18 months is kind of the golden window as far as potty learning, and followed by like 18 to 24, because they have learned a lot. They have a lot of motor skills under control, and they haven't really started to develop as much attitude and preferences and like the next round of mental leaps yet. And so if you get into that window, then you can teach them these skills, and then they have that level of independence to kind of help offset other things later, like, well, no, you can't choose this or that, but you can tell me when you need to go potty. And so as you are doing these things, you also want to be teaching getting pants on and off, teaching them how to wipe, teaching them how to wash hands, like teaching them all of the different parts of the potty process. And anything that they can do for themselves, let them do it for themselves. If they can get themselves on the potty, let them put themselves on the potty. If they can get, oh goodness, twins, we'll get back to that. If they can, wash their hands, let them wash their hands. So once we've gotten to this point where things are clicking, they're getting on the potty at least part of the time, then we go into maintenance mode, because then they know pee goes in the potty, I need to try to tell you. Now, they are still small. Their bladders are not very big. So you might want to, keep a potty nearby, keep an extra one around the house. If you're going somewhere, take a potty with you, because they have to still keep on having practice telling you that they need to go, and the more they do it, the earlier they're able to tell you. But at first, they might tell you 2 seconds before they need to pee. But it was still before they needed to pee. They just, they don't have a large bladder, and they're like, oh no, oops, oh no, I've got to pee. So, there we go. Once you do that, you're to maintenance, and prompt them, hey, we just got out of the car, let's go pee. Hey, I'm going to the bathroom, do you want to go with me? If it seems to have clicked and you're doing good for a few days, and then all of a sudden they're having a bunch of misses again, redo the naked teaching day and make sure to pay attention to every step of the process in case they missed something. One girl I know, she loved washing her hands, and she did really good at going to the potty, but then one time she had started going into the bathroom, she'd get her pants off, and she'd go wash her hands, and then pee while she was washing her hands, because she forgot to actually go potty before she washed her hands. And so we redid the teaching day, like, okay, we go potty, and then wash our hands, we go potty, and then wash our hands. And then, if you have a big life change, they start school, they're teething, you get a puppy, a new baby is born, anything like that, even if it's something that doesn't seem big to us, it can be really big to them. And it can potentially cause a temporary setback. And a lot of people, if it goes on long enough, they might be like, oh no, I need to go back to diapers. Don't go back to diapers. Do some extra laundry, get some support from your friends, be like, I'm having a rough week right now, just, send me some good vibes. Stick with it, because they will pick it back up. My daughter had been doing really well. She'd only been having, maybe 1 or 2 misses a week, and then all of a sudden she was having misses every day. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, at the end of the week, her vocabulary went from, maybe 20 words to like, I feel like she's probably got about 100 words now. And she was working on that mental leap. And another friend of mine, same thing. Her daughter had been potty trained for 3 months. No misses, no accidents. And all of a sudden she was having accidents every day. After several days, she went back to pottying properly and started speaking in full sentences. So when they're working on big mental leaps, some of the things that they already knew how to do kind of fall by the wayside while they're learning this new thing. And then once they've mastered that new thing, then they pick it all back up. But during that time, if we had gone back to diapers, well, then we've set them back because we didn't stick with it. And so it's really important to gather some supportive people around you and just trust yourself and trust in the process. Now, nighttime and naps is like a whole different ballgame. You can either handle them at the same time, or you can wait until you've got your daytime potty training done. I will do a separate talk later on nighttime, and if you have any questions on nighttime, you can send me that. Also, anyone who wants all of this in text form, I have it all typed up and ready to push send on an email, so just let me know. As far as twins, have someone come over and help and work on them both together. I know some people try to do one twin first and then the other, but then the problem is that the twins are seeing each other do something different, and so it would be better to do them at the same time and to get help. Have someone come over and spend the day with you, and that way you can kind of tag team it. Like, I'll be in charge of this twin, and you're in charge of this twin, or whoever is closest to whichever twin. You can also make little games of it, like make up a little song for let's run to the potty, run to the potty, or whatever is good for your child. I am going to step away for just a second and grab a book to show you guys, and I will be right back. Okay, so a lot of toddlers like to be read to, and hopefully you guys aren't seeing this backwards. This one is called Tiny Potty, and this one is Night Potty, and these books are great. They show the entire potty process, like, hey, look, I'm playing, and my belly feels full. Oh yeah, I've got to pee. And so then they run to the potty, and he takes his toy potty so he didn't have to leave what he was doing. And then they sit down and pee. And mommy checks on them. Do you have to go poop? Then they wipe. Dump their potty. Lily does dump her potty for me when she's all done going. And then flush, wash hands, dry hands, and then go back to play. So there's some books that you can get. There's other ones out there on Amazon as well. And then the night potty teaches the night process of okay, we played, we take our bath, brush our teeth, go potty, and then wake to pee, get up and go potty at night. Let me see. Let me look over my notes really quick, see if I covered everything. Okay, how do you know when you're done with phase 1? You know when your child needs to go. Pee-pee dance, natural timing, transition, intuition, whatever. Your child knows where and when to go potty and how to get there, how to sit. Things have clicked. Your child is, at least most of the time, aware of when they need to go ahead of time, and they are wearing clothing, and things are still clicking while clothed, and you're able to get out and about, at least most of the time, with pottying. And it's going to be important that you take them potty when you get somewhere, or keep a potty in a car or whatever, because they can't hold it as long as we can, because we're bigger than them. Phase 2 is the maintenance phase and getting them to full potty independence. That means they need to be able to get pants off, pants on, wipe, wash their hands, teaching them all of the bits of that. And that's when you enter the prompting. And guess what? We're going to be prompting the kids to go potty the rest of our lives. My mom still checks with all of us before we leave the house, and we're all adults. Anyone need to go to the bathroom before we leave? Okay, great. I'm pretty sure my grandma still checks with everybody before we leave the house. how do you know when you're 100% done? Okay, as soon as things are clicking for your child, they're potty trained. They know where it goes. They know that it's supposed to happen. And from there, you've just got to teach them, let's do this every time and stick with it. When they are 100% independent is when you no longer think about the potty every single hour. During training and the months thereafter, it'll be on your mind quite a bit. And eventually it'll just be there less and less. And you'll be like, oh, I haven't even thought about taking her potty in, I don't know, hours? Have I thought about it today? And a lot of people confuse potty training with potty independence. Potty training is learning this is where it goes. Potty independence is all of the steps. And they might need help with all of the steps a little bit, or not all of them, but some of the steps longer because they may physically need help with it. They can't reach the sink, so they need help, etc. I think that pretty much covers everything I was planning to talk about today. Before we sign off, does anyone have any other specific questions? I'll give a second for that to register and for people to type questions if they need to. Also, if anyone's like, I'm ready to do this, but I need help, just send me a message. We can plan a play date and have two adults there to help get baby on the potty, whether there's one or two. I couldn't really see that. Two. Okay, doesn't look like we have any specific questions. So, your child is born ready. Even as early as birth, mammals are born with an instinct not to soil themselves. I will send you the email, Leah. And we actually diaper train them, and then later we have to train them not to go in the diaper. So the earlier we start, the earlier we can help them stay in tune with their instinct to stay clean and teach them lifelong healthy potty habits. That's the word. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will send you the email, Leah. Anyone else wants an email, just comment on this video. Any other specific questions, comment on this video, and I will reply to everybody within the next day or so. Thank you so much. Bye.